And now introducing our referee in charge, now to give instructions, Tony Weeks.
Okay, here we go. Okay, gentlemen, you both received your instructions in the dressing room, okay? On the belt line is okay, on the belt line is okay. I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Above all, protect yourselves at all times. Let's go.
Well, now we find out. Everybody steps out of the ring, apart from the two fighters and the referee. Otto Wallin, who's never tasted defeat, now up against the man who many would say is the finest heavyweight in the world today. And the fight is underway here in Las Vegas. Fury wants to put on a real show tonight. Wallin, tall, fit, a southpaw. Tyson Fury at the weight of 254.5 pounds, 18 stone 2.5, the lightest he's been since he beat Vladimir Klitschko in 2015. He's looked happy, he's looked confident, and now we went to see who makes the first big move in this opening round.
Well, it's typical Fury at the minute, just having a little look around, little feint with the feet. You see that little double feint that he does? You know, for a big guy, it's amazing he can do that. And he sort of half paws with the jab and then throws a solid one straight after it. Just testing the waters, testing the range.
Referee telling him not to hold that top rope, that's not allowed. And he's just letting Wallin come to him, maybe looking for the opportunity for a counter, feinting to throw the right hand, thinking better of it. And no great dramas in the early stages. Wallin can punch a bit, and I know Ben Davison was saying, don't underestimate this guy, he has got ability. Whether that's to talk the fight up, or whether it's a genuine belief, we will see.
That's not
Good left hand.
I was going to say that's what he should do, Wallin, because Fury drives his hands low, jab with that southpaw jab, jab to the body, and dip that head down low and whip that left hand right over the top.
Fury with a height and reach advantage. Tremendous reflex, as we know, but he's always been caught by that cutting left hand to the bearded chin from Wallin. Interestingly, on social media over this side of the Atlantic, this particular story at the moment is heading the lot. This is trending.
He's captain imagination. He always knows the right strings to pull. Tyson Fury, whether it's for good or for bad, to wind people up or to entice the public in, and you know, it's a skill that he has.
Happy to try and keep it at range at the moment. Try and just work behind the jab. Wallin getting inside, trying to fire away to the body.
Stop, I got you, stop.
Certainly looks as though he's ready to take Fury on. He's not frozen in there.
No, but he's still being a little bit too tentative. I think Fury's given the opportunity to come forward, and he knows he's being set up for something, or it feels that way, so he's still not really trying to establish that southpaw jab, which he should be trying to do right now.
So closing stages of the opening round of this 12-rounder here in the center of Las Vegas. The bell goes to end the first round. A little bit of an old-fashioned stare between the two of them. I'll get Barry's view on the scoring of that first, but let's now just bring in David Hay. Early thoughts, David.
It looked like Tyson was just getting a look of him. He really had no urgency about his work. He didn't look like he tried to land anything other than a sort of a pouring jab. You know, he didn't really try and look to do any damage. Wallin obviously had a good go. I think he landed a couple of scuffing shots. Made a pretty uneventful first round, but he just getting a good look at each other, getting a good feel of each other. Tyson Fury has never been the type of fighter to jump on someone from the first bell. He likes to find his range, get into his rhythm, and try and slowly pick up the pace and start cooking his opponents in there.
Barry, your thoughts on the opener?
Well, what Tyson always does, Fury always does, he makes you make mistakes, and then he looks to counter. So he wants to have a look at you, wants to see what you do when he allows you to come forward. I thought Tyson still dominated, dictated stuff with the jab. I thought he'd done enough just to nick that round for me. In an eventful round where I thought it was his.
Well, this is where Tyson Fury's last round ended. But so far, no sign of him trying to unleash power shots on Wallin. He's having a look and treating him with a little bit more respect, maybe, than when he was here in June against his opponent, Tom Schwartz, the German.
It's just because he's a southpaw, so, you know, just sometimes it's just a little bit harder to establish a solid jab, you know. You've got to make sure it comes back nice and fast so you don't get caught with something silly. So, you know, he'll take a little bit of a longer look.
Fury happy to fight as a southpaw, of course. Remember when he fought Jerry Chisora a year or two back, second time around, when he beat Chisora fighting exclusively southpaw and did a tremendous job with it. Wallin just being perhaps just a little bit too tentative to absorb a right-hand lead from Fury. Sure, Deontay Wilder will be watching somewhere, Anthony Joshua watching somewhere, Ruiz as well. They'll all have their eyes on this.
Not quite connecting there with that left hand there, Fury. And Wallin's throwing the shots, he just lacks a little bit of conviction with him, that's all. Because he's aware he might get caught on the counter, so he's sort of throwing him out there. That's a little bit better, but I think he needs the chances of hitting a clean target are going to be few and far between for him, so he needs to make the most of his opportunities. When he's here now, he should be giving everything he's got, exploding with a bit of pace in the punches.
Well, into range now. He's got 13 knockouts in his 20 victories, Wallin. Never anything, of course, at this sort of level, but it indicates that he's got some power.
But you need a bit of speed, I think, for me to trouble Fury. If you can see what's coming his way, you know, I think it's an easier night to work. It's a good left hand.
Fury made to miss, and Wallin now stepping inside and trying to land big shots. Fury covering up and comes back off the ropes behind the right-hand lead and forces Wallin back. And there was a bit more power and authority in that shot.
It was I wouldn't call it a clubbing left hand, but of a swinging left hand there from Fury, and I think Wallin just felt it ever so slightly.
Will that make him just a touch more respectful?
Oh, it's good there from Wallin there, little tip of the legs, just then those punches go over the head. Just wasn't able to come back with something.
Closing seconds of the second round.
Good jab.
Good right hand as in retreat from Fury, but Wallin right in his face. He was giving it some there, Wallin, at the end, but Fury looking unconcerned as he makes his way back to his corner. David Hay.
Yeah, I think he got a measure of Wallin that round. He was in the neutral corner and Wallin was unloading his best sort of artillery on him, and nothing seemed to phase Fury at all. He comes back, and then that was his response to Wallin pinning him against the corner and giving him his best efforts. He just turned him around and just let his hands go. Look at this. Now they're heavy shots. They're really heavy shots on the top of his head. Yeah, that was Wallin's best effort really, and there was no real dent that was put into Fury in any way.
What does Wallin need? Maybe more speed in the work, maybe?
Yeah, maybe a few more feints. Maybe Wallin needs to try to unsettle Fury's rhythm by being a bit unorthodox. Walking forward like he's doing is playing completely into Fury's hand. He prides people on trying to track him down. Now, where I think he'd struggle potentially is if someone tried to do to him what he does to other people, and that's use unorthodox game plan, showing feints and turning orthodox and southpaw and just mixing it up a bit.
So the third round underway. Tyson Fury saying to Wallin, come on, come forward, come looking for me. Sweden hopes, Sweden dreams. Ingemar Johansson in 1959, he was world heavyweight champion. It's been a long wait since then, but there's a solid left hand from Wallin. Fury partially blocked him, tries to whip in a right uppercut.
Well, Fury landed with the left hand of his own, but it was good response from Wallin because he sort of took it and fired back straight away. He didn't sort of look to walk back. There wasn't overawed, and I think his attitude is pretty positive here from Wallin at the minute. He's not winning the rounds, but I think he's come to have a fight with what he has to offer, which is a little bit maybe too slow paced at the minute.
but it's still there, and it only takes one. Good right hand from Fury.
I think he missed, actually, John. I got to be honest. Yeah, I think he missed, and to be honest, and I think he brought that back foot forward and shortened the gap, and that's a bit of a risk here from Fury.
For all these reflexes, Fury, as Deontay Wilder showed, can be caught.
But Deontay Wilder's the reach on Wilder and the power and the speed he has as well. You know, he's going to catch up with anyone eventually.
Body shot just a little bit low from Wallin, and Fury just having a little bit of word of advice from Tony Weeks, the referee. Oh, that's a good right hand from Fury. That one most definitely did connect.
Good shot and a lovely jab. That's the better shot there. That left jab just didn't quite turn from the waist when he threw that right hand, Fury. So just lacked a bit more weight than it probably needed. Is Wallin still game, still coming to walk forward?
Wallin, body shot, tries to bring one up to the head, and Fury just holding on. Swedish corner is trainer Joey Gamache right in front of our commentary position here, watching intently, and they'll be pleased that their man is competitive, and in there he's forcing it, and there is a cut over the right eye of Tyson Fury. Whether that's been done by a clash of heads, I'm not sure, but there is blood there coming from the right eyebrow of Fury. Be interesting to see between rounds if a slow motion replay picks up exactly how that came, but that is going to be work in the Fury corner, and that is the first anxious moment for Tyson Fury, who dabs angrily at that damaged eye.
I've never seen Tyson cut as bad as this before, and I remember the first time I got cut, and you lose. That's a bad cut right there, a real bad cut. That the blood will be going into his eye, so his right eye will be, his vision will be impaired severely. You know, I had a very similar cut when I fought Jacob Fragomeni, and basically I couldn't see out of the eye during the fight. He needs to get this fight over with in this next round.
But the problem he has is that's not his style, is it? It's not like you are. You won't go charging forward, looking to swing haymakers.
He needs to do something. He can't, his style is based on reflexes and timing. He needs to be able to see the punches to use his strength. He needs to get this fight over with very, very quickly. That's going to very much affect his style in a bad way.
Wipe his chest. When you tie him up,
is dangerous. Let's just listen in.
Wear him out.
Let's go.
Wear him down.
Jab him, wear him out, wearing down was the advice from Ben Davison. And you can see Wallin very, very quickly off his stool. He wants to get in there and to produce another big heavyweight upset. We're here in the fourth round.
But I'd be interested to know what the referee called it, whether it was a clash of heads or a punch. If we can find that out, because that's very important, what happens if the fight gets stopped on the cut. But he didn't do a great job in the corner on the cut. It was literally just packing full of Vaseline.
Yeah, he needs the adrenaline on it. It needs to be pressed down. We'll see how Fury's got to use all of his wits about him to stop this cut open up again.
The referee has said that it is a punch that caused it. It's a punch that caused it, so we don't get a no contest. And Wallin now is really going looking for Fury. Fury's got to find a way to protect that eye.
Yep. Wallin's rubbing it. He put his glove on his eye and rubbed his eye. An old school trick from Wallin.
And Fury is angry. He's angry. Is this going to turn out to be a sort of on the cobbles kind of fight? Maybe.
Well, I think what David said, at the beginning of the round, I think he needs to be a bit more urgent in his work now. He needs to go a little bit out of the character and force the pace a little bit.
Well, shame we didn't see the replay of exactly how that cut happened, but I'm told that the referee has said that it was a punch that caused it, and the head of Wallin goes in again, and Fury's angry, talking to him.
So you got to come forward, Fury. You've got to be behind the punches. You haven't got to shorten the shots and allow Wallin a chance to land with him or get close and get that head. Every shot got to be nice and long, turn from the waist. Get him on right on the end of the punch where all the power is.
Catches Wallin as he comes in, but Wallin lands a left hand of his own.
Wallin, a good little left hook there from Wallin.
Stop.
Wallin is really trying to rough Fury up, and he's going looking for him. It would be a monumental upset if Otto Wallin were to somehow win this fight. Fury feinting to throw the big right hand.
See Fury pouring at his eye. I have never seen him do this before. He's pouring. He's very, very aware of the cut over his eye, and let's hope it doesn't affect his performance in any way.
Well, if you start to panic, then your rhythm's all out the sync, isn't it? And all of a sudden, your timing and your punches are overreaching.
Good right hand in close there from Fury. Wallin now is the one who's letting Fury come, waiting for him, trying to tee him up for a big left hand, and the eye is the target.
Good shot, but he needs to force Wallin out that little. He needs to force him to fire forward, pepper him with a jab. There you go, a little bit like that. Pepper him with a jab, half a step back and fire that right hand right on the guard.
Whole new set of problems for Tyson Fury. How did he score that one, Barry?
Oh, he's still been in the rounds for me, but yeah, the cut is a massive worry.
Well, let's see if we can hear anything from the corner and hear the advice which is going in there.
Headbutt, yeah. Have a drink. Oi, let me talk, oi. Oi, let me speak. When he's backing up, those faraway shots are working, yeah? Keep the banks and the tempo on it. But when you're inside, chip away at his body, make him work, yeah? Lean on him. Stick to your boxing, he's working nicely, okay? He's walking onto the shots. Just stay calm. No panic, no stress.
Well, there you go. Stay calm, no panic, no stress. Tough though, David.
Yeah, it's very tough to stay calm under that type of pressure. He knows he needs to perform here. He's got someone in front of him who's giving it a good go, and he's got a huge cut. I've never seen him have such a situation over his eye in a fight of this magnitude.
It is a bad cut.
But also, there's nothing. That's the only panic. So I think he has to sort of stay. I think he got to be more urgent in his work, but I think he still has to stay calm. The only panic is the cut. He's still winning the rounds. He's still clearly the better fighter in there. Just needs to be a little bit more, maybe more proactive in trying to put a little bit more weight on the shots when he can.
Confirmation coming to me that the referee has definitely said that it was a punch that caused the injury, not a clash of heads. Wallin trying to unload with that big left hand again and again. You might say it's a one-trick pony, but he's looking for the big shots, and the target is quite obvious.
That's all he's doing. I think Wallin needs to double up the jab, up to the chest and then right to the belly there, and then throw that left hand over the top. Put a bit of a disguise behind it.
Attempted big right hand from Fury was partially blocked, but then a decent jab on the retreat from the big man. Takes a right hand then from Wallin, who's again trying to get inside and trying to rough Fury up. Head's going in, and he shouts to the referee, watch that head.
That was so obvious here from Wallin. Lucky Fury is so tall, he can lift that head up. It's very hard for anyone to reach.
Tony Weeks, the referee, an important man in there now. Misses with the attempted big right hand.
Just lost a bit of his composure here, hasn't he, Fury?
Well, not surprising, really.
Yeah, he just... Oh, good shot.
That's more like it. Couple of good right hands, but Wallin showing that he's got a chin.
It's going to be tough, and obviously with that cut, that's sort of like really giving him a boost, and he's no a guy who's fighting who thinks he can win. He really thinks he can, because he sees that cut and he thinks that's his opportunity there to get a result. That'll change his life forever.
Might even be a second cut up there. Jorge Capetillo in that corner has got his work cut out to try and just keep everything going as much as anything. Cuffing left hand there from Wallin. Fury is just pawing with that jab. It was a good right hand though.
It was good right hand. I still think Fury's doing. I think Wallin's coming forward, but I don't think he's effective enough to. I still think he's being picked off. Nice little uppercut there as well there from Fury.
Fury shakes his head a bit as he goes back to the corner. But what's your thoughts at this point, David?
He looks like he's trying to avoid any contact with the iron, but Valin's doing everything possible to get close to it, rubbing his eyes on, rubbing his arms on his head. Any time he comes in, he gets his head as close as possible. That's a nice shot. Then watch his hands there. He's trying to rub. He's trying to get his head close to the cut. He's trying to do anything to unsettle the cut. All it takes is a little bit of the wrapper around the gloves against the eye to open it up and make it even worse. Any contact he can have with the cuts, it looks like there's 2 cuts on his eye, the better in his view.
Fire the motto. Understand me? You can win this fight.
Look, assess it before we commit, yeah? Optimistic as you are, right?
So
Let's start putting some more tempo on it now.
That's not good.
It's a nightmare, really. That really will affect your vision more than anything.
Fury with some pretty awful facial damage. And you heard in the Wallin corner, they're trying to get him to believe that he can win this fight. And is he really taking that on board? And does he believe?
Good right hook there. The crowd cheered when he just threw a left hook, Wallin, but actually it was blocked by Fury, but the right hook was a decent shot from him. Fury just kind of tucking that jab out. Don't let him set himself. And if he dips down low, tries to slip inside, then you bring that uppercut up. Come back with a left hook and spin off.
Well, a champion. It's all good right hand from Wallin, and Fury feels that. That is the best punch that Wallin has thrown so far.
It was like half a jab, wasn't it? But you can see Fury sort of feeling he's annoyed there, Fury. It's a good shot there from Wallin, having a good run.
Wallin's rubbing his eye. Anytime he gets in close, Wallin's rubbing the eye and really unsettling Fury. He starts screaming then in the corner.
Fury complaining to the referee. Wallin, though, they told him, believe you can win this fight, and he's fighting in this 6th round like a man who really is starting to believe.
Shot, good left hand there. This wasn't in the script.
Well, people who said this was going to be a 1, 2, 3 round fight, forget it.
Good work there from Fury. Nice little right hook, straight left hand.
The eye really giving Fury some problem. He's really blinking. He's trying to rub it out. You can see this is not the usual Fury we're used to seeing when he's relaxed and calm. He's fidgety in there. He looks very uncomfortable.
And the grease which has been applied to that eye inevitably is going to be affecting his vision, absolutely inevitably.
And of course, and every time he rubs at the eye, he could potentially make that cut worse. Hang on, the referees, maybe the doctor's involved here.
Well. The referee takes him across to the corner, and the doctor is taking a look. Now we go looking. Wallin trying to rough Fury up. Fury fighting on instinct and fighting for survival.
It really is. He needs to dig real deep here. You know, he does not want this fight getting stopped. He does not need this cut, as it was caused by a punch, to be stopped. You know, he has to do anything possible to get the win now.
Is the massive upset on the cards? It would appear the answer quite definitely to that at this stage. 6th round of the 12-rounder is yes, but Fury fights back bravely.
Good little bit of work there from Fury. He's literally trying to put a bit of weight now on Wallin, trying to push him back. And maybe they were talking about the centre corner. Listen, you know, this might be the round. You can't get him out of there. We might have to pull it.
Solid body shots from Fury. Oh, and he can't do that. Fury protests again. Boos from the crowd, and Fury is absolutely livid as he makes his way back to the corner. Do you give that one to Wallin?
I did. I think Fury finished with some good work in the sort of last minute and a half, and I thought Wallin started well. And for me, I think that's the first round I've given him.
Yeah, great game plan by Wallin in that last round, really trying to put the pressure on, trying to unsettle Fury, rubbing his hand in the cut, trying to do anything to get under Fury's skin, to get him off his game plan. What he doesn't want is Fury to turn it into a boxing match, because he's a superior boxer. Wallin needs it to turn into a slugfest. That's at work in his favour.
This point, he needs it to be a brawl. Look at that. That was why Fury was furious.
He's lucky he didn't get a point for that, because that was just blatant right in front of the referee, blatant.
And all it takes is one little movement like that with the glove to open the cut even more. It's a horrible thing to do, but when you're in there, it's life and death. It's a battle in there. You do anything you can to get victory.
We've got a fight on our hands now into the second half, and the referee, I think, is going to take Fury back to the corner and get some of that grease taken away, and he might want the doctor to take another look. Ben Davison, only 27 years old, inexperienced, people may say. Well, he is being tested here tonight, big time.
Oh, he really is. Oh, good shot there from Fury.
Came back though, Wallin with the right hand of his own.
He can still be aggressive here, Fury, but I don't think he needs to shorten that gap. I still think he can be aggressive with the long shots.
Well, there will be, I think, a little bit of the psyche of Fury in there. You want it rough, you want a real fight, you're going to get it. But Wallin is closing the gap, takes another big right hand as he does so.
Southpaws normally rely on counter-punching, and if Tyson Fury is going to be the aggressor, he's got to watch out for that big southpaw counter right down the middle, just like that. Wallin's looking for the straight left down the middle as Fury's coming in. Fury's got to be very, very careful about that.
Even though I got Fury a mile ahead, what Wallin has done quite well after sort of the second round is every time Fury throws, he throws back.
Fury now going in with his head.
Fury's got to do something different. You know, he needs to really. He understands everything's on the line here. There's hundreds of millions at stake in this, depending on the result of this fight.
So much at stake. The multi-million-pound fights in the new year. He has to get through this somehow, Fury. But it is so hard now. But there's a good right hand.
To be fair, though, I think Wallin just leaned back a little bit there, and I think he used the ropes, but I think he just took the stick out the shot.
Didn't use the ropes that time, straight through the guard.
But he's calling Fury on.
Fury needs to keep composure. And he's holding on, trying to protect himself from any sort of further head work to make that cut worse. Good left hand, Fury. But you see him ducking and turning away, trying to keep the damaged right eye clear.
And he's just trying to dog it out now, isn't he, Fury? I don't think he needs to do this, but I think he's a little bit annoyed, Fury, I think, with some of the tactics of Wallin. He's trying to get him out of there and fighting out the character. A good right hand there from Fury, I think.
Well, 101 whistled past his ear over the shoulder and then landed one to the body. That's a good right hand from Fury, and another, the uppercut brought in after the right cross, but Wallin still comes forward.
Takes a good shot there, Wallin, as well, doesn't he? That's why he has the confidence now to come forward. Still being outboxed, though, for me.
Not exactly a thing of beauty, this fight. It is raw fighting at its most brutal now, maybe. Wallin telling Fury to come forward. Fury feinting and misses right on the bell. And he is one angry man as that bell goes.
He is. You know, Tyson Fury did what he needed to do there. It wasn't fun for him in there, but he's got to grind this guy down. You know, Wallin, you know, isn't used to this type of pace, isn't used to such a big man out there. So I believe these rounds are going to be working towards Tyson Fury. You know, Wallin's fought at a pace he's never had to fight at before. You know, we've seen Tyson Fury time and time again in tough fights, long fights. He's going to be stronger going down the back straight.
You would say that, and I agree with you, but I know when you panic, it affects your breathing, so it affects your rhythm. So obviously that fitness end, are you trained? But because you're breathing different, it can affect all your stamina.
It definitely can. You know, if you're panicked, if you think you need to do something that you're not doing, and you've got a cut for the first time, yeah, I guarantee it can affect your breathing.
Punch of the round, I think, for me, was that right through the guard. But one thing we've definitely learned here is that Otto Wallin can take a shot and can take a big one. And again, the corner man a little bit slow out of the corner while we're watching this replay. And the referee is having a close look at the damaged eye of Tyson Fury, and he's going to want to get some of that grease taken away.
Some great gamesmanship there, getting an extra 20 seconds between rounds there.
There's been a
good work from the corner there. Great work from the corner.
Look at the. Oh, there it's gone.
Well, now he's got
the grease on the eye.
All the grease is gone, and we've got an open injury here in the 8th round of this 12-rounder. Fury ahead on points, surely, but he's having perhaps the most awkward night of his career. There's something about Tyson Fury. The stories follow him around.
Boxing well in this round so far, though. He's just got caught there. He just squares up when he gets on the ropes, doesn't he, Fury? Just needs to take the centre of the ring and make this garbage shot. Make this guy work around you. Boss him with the jab. Just stamp your flag in the centre of the ring. Make him come to you. You can just outbox him with ease.
Wallin trying to walk him down. And Fury all the time trying to duck away, keeping the left hand, the damaged eye free, and trying to protect that right eye from the left hand of Wallin.
Good body shots there from Fury, just a little bit with the inside of the glove. They just need to turn the hands up a little bit more. Good shots.
But dabbing uncomfortably at that right eye all the time, David.
Every opportunity he gets, even if it's a soft shot, he just keeps touching that eye, touching that open wound.
Referee again looks at the eye, a little bit worried.
I've seen fights stopped with cuts a lot less than this.
The damage isn't as bad as Vitaly Klitschko all those years ago when he fought Lennox Lewis, but it kind of brings back the memory.
It was, but that fight was heavily affected by that cut. And if we saw it stop there, Vitaly Klitschko got stopped by a cut. Let's hope that doesn't happen here.
Well, it'd be interesting if Wallin had the cut. What would the referee react?
Well, that's hypothetical. We will never know the answer to that one unless he gets a similar cut. And at this stage, it looks unlikely. Good right hand in there from Fury.
And half a forearm as well, followed through.
If Wallin's going to play rough, you know, Tyson Fury can play rough with the best of them. He snuck a little elbow in there.
Well, he felt that.
He felt that uppercut, that big right hand, and Wallin has been forced to give ground.
It's the first time, he didn't want to, it's the first time just his legs sink just a little bit there, dipped just a bit there, Wallin, with that. He sort of almost touched his toes there, didn't he?
Fury
come
will
back with the
know
uppercut.
Fury will know it. The heavier man leaning on, maybe trying to sap the strength of Wallin, who takes another big right hand and then a left. Headshots from Fury, and he goes boring in with his head as well.
And even though they're not enough to put him down, they're zapping your energy, aren't they? Draining him.
Fury looking for Wallin now, looking for another big telling shot. Misses and thinks about throwing one after the bell goes, thinks better of it. Again, angry as he makes his way back to the corner, and he certainly felt the weight of shot there, Otto Wallin, as the repair work goes on in the corner once more.
Yeah, so at the end of that round, Fury hit Wallin with a nice left hook to the body. He missed a big overhand right, and on the bell he snuck in a left hook to the body. And Wallin, he looked a bit sort of a bit unsettled as he walked back to his corner. I think he realised the pace, the pace that he set for himself, and the pace that Tyson Fury is inflicting on him is a little bit much for him at the moment, and he's going to really need to regroup and change what he's doing, because at this stage it looks like he's getting ground down round by round.
His legs, I'm not sure if they're stiffened, but certainly Wallin knew the weight.
Yeah, you saw the shot, shook him to his boots. There was a big shot that landed in that round, and he looked unsettled, and he started moving, retreating pretty heavily.
It was a big right uppercut that did it. I think we move now into the 9th round.
But to Wallin's credit, the first time he's shown any signs of being remotely hurt.
And the blood already is seeping away. You can hear the energy, the power that Fury's trying to put into his shots.
Some good little combination there from Fury. Oh, that's lovely little work. See that little shimmy of the shoulders before he let those punches go?
Really planting his feet and trying to deliver with intent now, Fury.
He can sort of be ugly and beautiful to watch in the same, almost literally in the same moment, can he, Fury? He does some things that are just absolutely fantastic.
Well, the drama cannot be denied. If you're watching with us, that is something special, seemingly, that you always get with a Fury fight. And Wallin still believing, still getting in there, trying to land that big left hand.
He's game as you can find. You got a fantastic chin. I know Fury's not the biggest puncher on the planet, but he's still an 18-stone man throwing shots at you. You know, gotta hurt. Good shots.
That's a lovely straight right hand, and Wallin walked straight onto it. And again, Fury trying to use superior weight, and he'll believe superior strength.
Well, he's had to fight the way that goes against everything that he wants to do. His whole ethos of how he fights it. He's had to go against it all to grind out the win. Because of the cut, because of maybe what David said, he's affecting his vision, so he's not comfortable with the movement that he usually portrays.
And tries to whip in a big right uppercut. It was only a glancing blow from Fury. So badly affected through the bulk of this fight now. He's had to live with that cut, and then the second cut on the eyelid. Great shot, terrific right hand.
What Wallin's lacked so far is there's no speed in his punches, and I think that's been his biggest drawback. He's willing to work, he takes a good shot, he's physically strong.
Fury going to work again. Wallin covering up well though, made him miss with those big headshots.
He just doesn't have the speed in the arms, in the work, to really make Fury pay for some of his mistakes he's making.
Some shoulder going in from Fury there.
That's
terrific. Left hand, right hand, now going to work on the body, and Wallin says, come on, come to me.
He knows he's that, I think, fatigue as well as accurate. The accuracy of the punch, just starting to slowly take their toll there on Wallin. And he needed that clapper, he needed that 10-second clapper.
Oh, great uppercut from Fury, started the attack, followed by the right cross, and Wallin knew that Fury was poised there when the bell came at the end of that round. Another Fury round. Is he moving now closer to victory?
He really is. I was a little worried a few rounds back, but now after that round, now he's sort of got the bit between his teeth, and he's setting about Wallin. He's letting Wallin know in every exchange, I'm the bigger man, I'm the stronger man. I punch harder than you do, and he's willing to go toe-to-toe, he's willing to stand and trade, which is something he doesn't ordinarily do. Normally he's a boxer first, and he fights if he has to. Now he's setting about him.
You're winning all them rounds anyway, don't worry about that.
Let's hear from Ben Davison, telling him he's winning all the rounds anyway. Raw fighting spirit.
Well, it is. You've had to change, as David said, you've had to change tact and box away that he's not, there's no natural style. But I think Ben's right. Without the cut, it's just an entirely easy win for Fury. Let's be honest. If he wasn't cut, we wouldn't even be building it up as as a panic. But he is cut, and it is something that the come through.
Good body shot, and that really thudded into the body of Wallin. And now Fury going looking for him, raining in headshots.
Needs to take half a step back here, Fury.
Give himself space.
Just a little space to throw that uppercut again. Just seen the legs dipped, he sat on the rope there. Oh, good shot again there from Fury. Just sat on the rope there, Wallin, and a little burst of combinations there from Fury.
Wallin is really having to dig deep here to survive, trying to stay in this fight. Chanting coming up from the pro-Fury supporters. Another great uppercut from Fury.
And when you're tired and hurt in this late in the fight, those uppercuts, they rip the soul right out of you. Good shot there from Wallin.
Valin's brothers were telling me at the weigh-in yesterday, if he doesn't win, we just want to see him do himself justice to come out of it, showing everybody that he can fight and that he's a hard man. Well, he's certainly done that, but Fury's unloading now.
And the uppercut and the head there from Fury.
And the low punch. He's putting everything on him.
It's good work, good sustained work here from Fury.
And he looks a little bit anxiously at his corner now, Otto Wallin, as much as to say, how much more of this do I have to take?
Shot. He's tired now, Wallin. One heavy shot, I think, might...
He's one proud man, though. We said beforehand, is he going to crumble? He's not done that.
Just he's got a bit of space here, Fury, get that clean punch in.
How much more can Wallin take?
50 seconds left, it's a long time when you're in trouble.
Fury's fitness maybe at his highest, at his best since he came back to the ring, and it's being tested now because it's not just about power and survival, it's about stamina. And there's another big right hand.
He is shattered, Wallin, he really is.
But he's still there and still trying to fire back. Referee's not having a look to try and stop it. He's satisfied that Wallin is still fighting and still giving it everything.
It's good from Wallin getting up on his toes, get a bit of space between him and Fury. I think he's going to see the end of the round, you know.
Fury's thrown everything at Wallin in this round, but he's not been able to take him, and the bell will sound, and another one ticks away. That's the end of the round, and you take your hat off to the bravery of Otto Wallin staying in there, David.
Yeah, he's showing some guts here, some real. He's got to really push every single round just to hear the final bell for that round. He's a tough man. He's covered himself in glory tonight. People were worrying, was this fight going to be competitive? People were saying, you know, Tyson Fury, he needs a good workout. He's definitely got that here tonight. You know, we're going into round 11, and this is one of the other than the Deontay Wilder fight, what other fight can you think of where Tyson Fury has been in this much trouble?
Yet, still winning all the rounds. It's a weird thing, isn't it? He's still winning almost every round, except for one in my book. But yeah, he's had to dog it out. But he's very rarely had to do that. The skills always took him home. He's had to dog it out tonight.
Sometimes you just have to literally grind it out. Sometimes you got to just dig deep, bite down your gum shield, and just let your hands go. And that's what he's doing here.
Showing immense fighting resolve. It's turned into a brawl, it's turned into survival, it's turned into fighting instinct, and Fury is winning the fight, but Wallin is still in there, still pitching.
Again there, Wallin, again, he takes a good shot, but like he was doing in the early rounds, as soon as he gets caught, he fires back straight away.
Fury put a huge amount into that last round, that 10th round, and I think he thought he could take him out, and he wasn't able to do so. And now he's got to show that he's not gassed, that he's still got something in the tank.
I think he has. I think his ring fitness is tremendous, Fury. I think he needs to put it on Wallin now, because Wallin looks like he's having that one last push. You see, come up with a burst of it. He was knackered in the last round. He's come up with a little burst of energy in this round, but if you push the pace on him, he'll run out of steam really quick.
Well, we will see. Fury leaning on, draining maybe the strength of Wallin, at the same time taking himself to a few more seconds closer to a merciful end to the fight.
Holy shot.
There's a good shot from Fury, right hand and the left hand as Wallin sinks onto the ropes.
Look, he just leaned in, Fury. He didn't need to take a little lean back. He leaned forward, just allowed Wallin just to hold on there, just give himself a little bit of space, a little bit of time to recover.
The blood on the back of the neck of Otto Wallin is from that wickedly injured right eye, and that's another great left hand from Fury, and the right uppercut as well. And once more, Wallin looks in trouble, but somehow he keeps going, and Fury again dabs uncomfortably at that eye and has a few words to Wallin as he does so.
Just when he looks like he's going to keel over Wallin, just out the sheer exhaustion, he sort of finds something just to like dip his toes on the canvas and fire back. Tremendous resolve, even though he's losing everything. The commitment, the heart he's shown has been fantastic.
Well, boxing in Sweden is not a big sport. It's been banned at times. He's had to fight overseas as Wallin, based himself in Denmark, now in the United States. He's shown, though, that while not maybe an elite fighter in terms of skill, in terms of bravery, he so most definitely is.
Some good work there of Fury off the ropes. Really is. Oh, body shot.
It hurt him, and he almost doubled over there with the power of that Wallin. And again, Fury senses that he might be able to get to him. And again, he doubles over to protect maybe his winded midriff, Wallin. Fury knows it. There's only a second or two remaining in the 11th. And Wallin happy to hear that bell. My word, was he ever.
He was very, very lucky to hear that final bell for the 11th round. Does he have 3 minutes of work left? He doesn't look like it. The way he sort of staggered back to his corner, the way the dejected look in his eyes here, he doesn't look like he's got 3 minutes of work, particularly if Tyson Fury maintains the type of pace he set at the end of that 11th round.
And I knew it was a good body shot, because as he hit me with the body shot, I heard David in my ear go, oh.
Well, it was a thing of beauty. It really was. Snuck it under the elbow, and it really took the wind out of Wallin. You know, body shots, you can't really do much with those.
And in this stage of the fight, it's the worst thing, isn't it? Really
taking it in the first couple of rounds is bad enough, but when you're completely exhausted, when you've had an 18-stone man leaning all over you and really sapping your strength to take a body shot, what little energy you have left, it just dissipates.
Joey Gamache trying to rev his man up for the final 3 minutes. And here we go. The action now is underway. Tyson Fury only has to get through this round to win it. The question is whether Otto Wallin can last and go out on his shield.
I think he's been tremendous in defeat. He really has. You've got to give him his credit. You know, no one gave him a hope. We just thought it's just going to be 2 rounds or 4 rounds. It was that sort of scenario.
Oh, good combination from Fury. The referee's having a close look now as Wallin holds on for survival.
And even though the cut has played a massive role in the drama of the fight, I still think Fury would have been massively up. Oh, shot!
Doesn't want to get caught by those. And another one, and another. And Wallin is going in there, and the crowd can't believe it.
That just drained the energy out of Fury, that little left hand.
Here comes Wallin, and Fury's taking these shots, having to cover up. And another, needs to get his gloves up maybe. Fury holding on, trying to buy a few priceless seconds. Still 1 minute 50 to go. Fury backpedaling. Wallin looking for another big left hand.
There it is.
And Fury again not throwing anything now.
Just trying to run down the clock here, Fury, isn't he? But he's got to throw some shots to stop this guy in his tracks.
90 seconds or so to go. And Fury is just in survival mode now.
Wallin just got to dip that head and swing over the top. Fury leans back, you know, he lifts his chin up.
Is one of the great upsets still a possibility? Wallin has to believe, Fury has to survive. The multi-million-dollar future at stake.
Lovely shot there from Fury. Just as Wallin leaned over that front foot.
Tired look to those punches from Fury. Wallin putting that head in on the damaged eye once more. Good uppercut from Fury. And the right hand. Heavyweight boxing, you just never know.
Well, to say Wallin is going to win the last round, if it stays the way it is now, he's going to win the last round after not barely winning anything.
Well, he won the 6th on my card. There's not been a great deal else, though. Fury massively handicapped right the way through the fight from that early cut. It's going to go to the final bell. and who would have thought it? And Wallin comes out of it with enormous credit, but Fury tremendously handicapped. He knows he's won the fight, but Wallin celebrates as well his moment of bravery, of survival, going through to the final bell. Heavyweight boxing, David. What about it?
Yeah, what drama that was tonight. You know, no one expected a fight to have such drama, to have, you know, Tyson Fury. He got his legs buckled in that last round. He got hit with a massive shot. But no one was expecting this fight to be as competitive as it was.
To go this far, even. To be honest, we thought it was a walkover.
I heard a few people say he might win on points, but not like that. You know, he had. I'm not sure whether this was good preparation for Deontay Wilder in February.
What it does, I think it gives Wilder lots of confidence.
A hell of a lot of confidence.
Especially because he got hurt and tired in the last round. But apart from that, if you look at the cold facts, he loses 2 rounds on my card.
Yeah, two or three rounds maximum.
In a 12-round fight, that's not a bad result.
But that scar tissue takes a long time to heal up. It really does. It really
gash, wasn't it?
He's got 2 significant cuts over his eye. Someone like Wilder can open them up with a jab.
David, you know about cuts more than I would. If you get hurt like that, so talking about February 22nd for Deontay Wilder, how long before he can get right and be back there preparing for that?
I think it would take at least 2 months before he's ready to spar. I think obviously you can wear a head guard which covers the eyes. I'd say, to be fair, to be safe, 2 months. I'd give it 8 weeks clear before he starts taking any more impact. Then you've got to worry about the scar tissue within that. You know, I've never seen him have a cut like this. It's a new cut. We don't know how he heals.
And that's the important fact, is how it's repaired more than anything else.
He needs a good plastic surgeon to do a real good job on that. You know, in the past, I've had my eyes sewn up by people who weren't professionals. I had to have it undone and redone again to do it right. So as long as he's got a good guys to stitch him up, he should make a full recovery.
Tyson was furious with some of the tactics. Talk about
Ladies
that
and
in a
gentlemen,
minute.
after
Here's
12
Jimmy
rounds
Lennon
of
Jr.
action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Don Trella, scores the bout 116 to 112. Eric Cheek sees it 117 to 111. And Tim Cheatham scores the bout 118 to 110. All 3 in favor of the winner. And still the undefeated lineal heavyweight champion of the world, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
He gets the win. One of the scorecards surprisingly close. Only 4 rounds in it. Now, what I was going to say before the announcement came was Tyson was furious about some of the tactics that were employed on him. But I mean, it's one of the old boxing cliche. It's not a tickling contest.
Yeah, it's not a tickling contest, and by any means necessary, you need to get the win. And if I don't know how Wallin opened the eye up, whether it's a headbutt, an elbow, or a punch, I'm not sure. But when you're fighting someone who has so many advantages over you, you need to do anything. And if that means bending the rules.
Otto, you said you came here to win, and you proved that. How do you feel about your performance tonight? Maybe the scorecards don't reflect what the fight was like.
Yeah, I didn't even hear the scorecards, but you know, I did everything I could. I tried my best, and Tyson is a great champion.
Joey was telling you, target that cut. How much did that cut make a difference in how you fought tonight?
What did he say?
When you saw the cut, and Joey Gamache was telling you, target the cut, how much did that change the way you fought tonight?
I tried to hit it even more. I know it was a punch that did it in the corner over there, and you know, I was happy that he was cut, but I wish that I could have capitalized a little more on it.
You hung in there with the lineal champion, who many consider the best heavyweight in the world today. What does that tell you about where you are?
It tells me that nobody can question my heart and question that I'm a good fighter.
Exactly. Thank you very much for your time and performance tonight.
Well, you can certainly say that again. We'll be hearing from Tyson Fury, I'm sure, in a moment or two, but that is one very, very brave man who's going to be going back to Sundsvall in Sweden at some stage with his esteem in the Swedish sporting public so much raised.
Yeah, he should walk out of with his head held high. He performed, he surpassed everybody's expectations of him. Nobody expected a thing. and he gave Tyson Fury one of his toughest fights outside of, you know, Deontay Wilder. I've
We all
never
knew
seen
about the
Fury
huge cut that
having so
happened
many
early
problems.
on. Now there's a second cut on the eyelid. Tyson, how did these cuts change the approach, especially when you found out that it wasn't a headbutt, but it was a punch that if they had stopped the fight, you would have lost by technical knockout?
Yes, firstly, I just want to say thank you to my Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ for giving me the power and the strength and giving me the victory on this special weekend. Secondly, big shout out Bob Arum, Top Rank, Jimmy Patero, ESPN, and Kevin Mayer. And after that, I want to say big congratulations to Otto. I just want to say rest in peace to his father. I know he'd be very, very proud of the performance that Otto Wallin just did. The great Swede, the Viking warrior. It was a great fight, you know. I got caught early on with the inside of the glove on the eyelid, which cut the eye, changed the fight completely. For the majority of the fight, I couldn't see out my left eye, and then Southpaw Orthodox clashed heads and give me a second cut. I've not seen the cut, but it feels quite bad. But, you know, I am a Gypsy warrior. This is Mexican Independence Day. Come on, Mexico! Viva Mexico!
You told us in the fighter meetings you wanted a war. You wanted to finish this fight with a body shot a la Julio Cesar Chavez. You ended up with a face like Julio did against Oscar De La Hoya with the blood and everything. What did you learn about yourself in your performance tonight?
Listen, it was a good performance. I got a good 12 rounds in. Otto Wallin was a tough Swede. Blood, guts, heart, all showed tonight. I won the WBC prestigious Mayan belt, the lineal champion, 5th defense of my title. Deontay Wilder, I want you next, bomb!
You will get that next once you recover from this cut. And when we look at that, 2020 is the fight everybody sees. What did you learn tonight that will help you for that fight?
Listen, all preparation is good. You know, I had a long time out of the ring. That's my 3rd fight back now. 1, 2, 3, 4th fight back. Put me in good stead now for the big boy, the old bronze bomber, the big dosser, a.k.a. Big Dosser. He's next February 22nd. Let the cut heal, you know, enjoy myself and get some time to relax with the family. It's been a long, tough, hard camp.
Round 12 against Deontay Wilder was memorable. Right here against Otto Wallin, it was also a very tough round. How do you get through these rounds and just continue just coming forward?
You know what it is? It's all heart and determination. If I can keep going, I will keep going, you know. He was a tough guy, hurt him with some chin shots and some body shots. He kept coming, he's 6'6" tall, 20-0, he didn't know how to lose, but tonight, I was the better man. And again, one more time, rest in peace, Otto Wallin's father. He'd be very proud of his son.
Get stitched up, and we'll see you in February 2020, the rematch against Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, lovely tribute there from Tyson Fury to Otto Wallin's father, who died recently. He'd be very proud, and Tyson Fury, when he looks back at this, in his own way, I'm sure, will also be very proud, and so many talking points.